Okay, so it's Tuesday, June 23rd at 9:15 a.m. So we are on the MNQ, and I talked to you guys yesterday about the new strategy I was trying. It's the 8:15 a.m. candle strategy, so I just marked that level out. Now I'm on the daily time frame, removing some of the previous day highs and lows that were touched and are now invalid, and getting ready to mark out my new previous day highs and lows. So that's what you see me doing there right now. And as you can see, the previous day low was already touched, so there's nothing to mark out. I've dropped down to the 4 hour time frame, and I'm looking for any key levels. Drop down to the 1 hour time frame and just kind of looking around to see where market trend is heading. It looks like it's a bearish time frame, not bearish time frame, oh, bearish trend. I'm removing some of my old entries and extended some of the key levels that I had marked previously that still hadn't been touched yet. Right now, I'm going back and looking to see. It looks like there may be some fair value gaps that are no longer showing, that were not inversed. And that happens when a fair value gap is too old, like the indicator only goes back so far. So sometimes I manually have to mark out fair value gaps that are further back. So if a fair value gap has not been inversed, then I will mark it out. That one you see I marked out, but then I realized it was already inversed by that bearish candle. So that's no longer a valid fair value gap. So that's why I deleted it once I realized. So there I just found another one, a bullish fair value gap. So I'm just like getting all the measurements right for it and looking to see if there's any others. So sometimes this works. I don't know how far back you should go, but I usually am okay with going back even as far as a month. That may be too far, but I don't think so. If anything, I'm just a little bit more cautious with the number of contracts I take when I'm following a fair value gap that's pretty old. So I'm just continuing to mark out some, and as you can see, there's a lot. So what date am I on at this point? At this point, it looks like I'm at the 14th, 13th or 14th, and again, today's the 23rd, so that's about 10 days old. These fair value gaps that haven't been inversed yet. They've been touched, and touched is okay, but as long as it hasn't been inversed, then it's still a valid fair value gap. So I have quite a few that I marked. I marked about like 3 or 4 I found, and they're all bullish, meaning that I would be looking to take shorts off of them. So now I'm just going back to look to start marking out some of my potential entries. As normal, you know, the 15 point stop loss, 30 point take profit. So right now I'm marking out my I'm marking out some potential longs to take. Basically, I'm looking back and I see some of the fair value gaps that I manually drew have been inversed already, so I'm deleting them. These are some old bullish fair value gaps I have drawn out a while ago. So right now, I'm just still marking out any potential entries. Extending my manual fair value gaps. Looking for any ones that I may have missed. So it's 9:50 and I got in the trade because following that 8:30 candle roll thing, we said that once it hits like the midpoint, we would wait for it to go back down, and that's what we would target. So it hit the midpoint, but then it didn't go back down. It kept going up, and we got stopped out, and we lost 427.64 that trade. And you see, I had entered two different trades for that, like trying to do a trailing stop loss in case one of them failed, and one did fail, but I stayed in the other one, and you see that one is not doing so good either. So far, a little over 400 lost in the first one. Let's see what happens with the second one that we're in for 3 contracts. The first one was 5 contracts. This one is 3 contracts. And we got stopped out there too. So $651.20 down so far for the day, and unfortunately that's not the only trade I took. So here I am getting in another trade for another long. Okay, so this last one, I don't know what I was doing. My stop loss and take profits, I don't even know where I came up with these numbers from, but look how wide they are. So anyway, I ended up losing this trade. I got frustrated, didn't even look to see how much I lost total for the day. I had already lost 600, probably lost another 600, I don't know, but it was bad. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.